So guys, I have this video here from my brother Tri that is called "This new Path of Exile 2 info is hidden and huge." And of course, I have to watch this video, man. When you say that to me, I have to watch it. I have to think that this is related to the new post that they did where they announced that the 0.4 patch is coming early December. So let's see what Tri has to say in here.
Hey Exiles, it's been a while since the last Path of Exile 2 video, and that's because there hasn't been much to say about POE2, but everything has just changed because Grinding Your Games came out and said the next Path of Exile 2 update 0.4 will be releasing in early December of this year. That means December.
There you have it, and that is fucking awesome, man. That is awesome because I was worried that it was going to be late in the month or whatever. It is great that we are going to get it early in the month.
December 5th or December 12th, we will be getting 0.4 and whatever might come with it. So in this video, I wanted to talk a little bit about that and some things that have flown under the radar for people who aren't paying attention to the Path of Exile 2 forums, the Path of Exile 2 Discord, or the Reddit. Things that the developers have talked about or accidentally slipped into the game that might be appearing in 0.4.
Dude, Tri, you're looking good in here, man. I don't know. I think Tri is looking good, brother.
I'm talking about brand new weapons specifically for the Druid, the next League mechanic, and a system that would completely change the endgame of Path of Exile 2.
Some people are saying, I said it in the other video where I reacted to the M talking about this topic. Some people are saying that they did some data mining, some researching, and the Druid is going to get a new weapon called talismans. And these talismans are the things that enable the transformations. I don't know if that is true or not, man. I can also see the world where you don't get a weapon, but primal, which is the tag for the Druid spells, is like occult or elements that they don't have a weapon, you know.
For the better and not in the way that you might expect. So Exiles, without further ado, let's get right into the first one there, which is very exciting. This would change Path of Exile 2's endgame, and in a very odd way. So right now, you can't really do cosmetic hunting or skin hunting in Path of Exile 2, despite all the excellent cosmetics in the game.
Dude, I talked about this a long time ago, brother. A long time ago. I have a couple of videos talking about this because I made like a half an hour rant about how the current system that is in Path of Exile, where you use the skin transfer hammer, is a dogshit system. You have to click the hammer in one item and transfer the skin to the other item. And every time you do that, you waste like, I don't know, $50. Motherfucker, that system is dog shit, dude. You have to improve it. And yes, some time ago, well, 2 months ago, they announced that they are working on permanent skin transfers. Let's see how they do it. My personal idea was a wardrobe tab. Like you do a one-time purchase for a tab. I call it the wardrobe tab just to put it a name, and it is a $15 tab, a $20 tab, but everything that you put in there, you can salvage it or whatever the fuck. I don't know how it works, but you have the tab where you put the stuff and you can transfer the skin to your, like a transmog system, basically, to the one that you have put on. Why is this important? Because there are a lot of base items in the game, both in Path of Exile 1 and 2, but more in 2 because Path of Exile 2 looks better. That the unique item, mostly unique items, they look cool. But normally you don't use them because the uniques suck. So you don't want to use the actual unique item. You want only how it looks. But you don't want to use the unique because the unique sucks. So you will do like the skin transfer. That sucks. But if you have the wardrobe, you can get an actual proper transmog system, right? I know some people say they don't do it because they have the normal microtransactions that you do, brother. Those microtransactions are crazy. Wings and effects and particles, they are always going to be better and different than the base ones that you have in the game, and people are always going to get them and buy them. How do I know? Because WoW is like this, because Diablo is like this. You have the full transmog system and they still sell cosmetics in the shop and people still buy them. So that is not why it is there, because the cosmetics in the shop are always going to be better, and that is why people are always going to buy them. So that is not an excuse to not have a proper transmog system. So they are announcing in here, but we don't know exactly how it will work. Let's read it. This will allow you to create permanent skin transfer of any base item type or unique item, which will then be accessible in your cosmetics inventory, so you can mix and match uniques. That sounds cool, but I hope it is not like every time I am going to make a skin transfer, I have to buy a separate cosmetic, because a separate microtransaction. That is dog shit. Just give me one thing, even if it is expensive, that you buy it once and you have it forever. That is the system that I want to see in there, man.
I'm not talking about the microtransactions you can buy. I'm talking about the unique items, the base items that frankly look better than a lot of the cosmetics that grinding gear games offer to me, because I like that more grounded fantasy look as opposed to the
same. I agree completely. I have several things, like I complete the challenges and all of that, but I don't use them, man. Like I have, for example, the Lord of Ogan thing, and I never use it because I like seeing the armor that my character has. I would use a normal transmog from normal armor, but I don't like the microtransaction flashy shit. That is why I also push for this normal thing, man, from the normal transmog system, because I like it more.
Wings on your back, flashy lights everywhere, explosions emanating from your pelvis. That's no fun for me. I like the realistic armors, and Path of Exile 2 is littered with them. However, you can't really deck yourself out in them in the endgame. Well, there is a system currently in Path of Exile 2 via the cosmetic shop called skin transfers, where you can buy a one-time token to transfer one item skin to...
Honestly, the most dog shit transmog system I have seen in any game in my whole life is this one. I glaze GGG a lot. I glaze Path of Exile a lot. Both games are awesome. GGG as a company, very responsive, very fast, cool content, great game philosophy and design. This skin transfer system for transmog, it is the worst dog shit I have ever seen for cosmetics in my whole fucking life. We have to tell the truth where the truth is needed, boys. It is like that, man.
Another. And it doesn't persist. You don't keep it in a bank or anything. It just transfers one item skin to the other item skin. So a piece of glove armor to another piece of gloves, and it only exists on those two items. It's terrible. Well, it was revealed 2 months ago. I know it's been a while since the last POE2 video. 2 months ago that they are working on permanent skin transfers. This will allow you to create permanent skin transfers of any base item or unique item, which will then be accessible in your cosmetics inventory, so you can mix and match uniques, base items, and microtransaction cosmetics together. We don't have a precise timeline for this yet, but we'll update you in the future when we do. So, while it's not as good as Diablo 4's system, which allows you to permanently unlock skins just without spending any real money in the game, it is a free-to-play game eventually. Right now, it still costs $30, but eventually...
Exactly. I do agree that it is fine that they paywall it. Like, paywall the transmog system. But don't make it so that every time that I want to transmog, I have to pay. And I know that they are saying, no, but it's permanent. But what I am meaning to say is, for example, the Cloak of Flames. I find a Cloak of Flames, right? And by the way, this is another thing why I think that getting a transmog system is good. It incentivizes you to go and find all the items, all the uniques. It gives dog shit uniques another venue of people wanting to get them because of the cosmetic look, right? Like, oh, this unique is dog shit, but I have to get it because I need the look. Then people collect all the uniques, so you give another layer to the game. Brother, there are people that say that the true endgame in WoW is collecting transmog, you know? Like, collecting all the transmog in Path of Exile would be another venue in the endgame, doing all these things. But what I am meaning to say is that, let's say that I find a Cloak of Flames. If I want to get that permanent skin, as they are saying in here, I have to pay then. Okay, you pay. Then you find, I don't know, the Hands of Wisdom and Action, and you want that, and you have to pay to get it. Okay, it is permanent, but each time you have to pay, if you want a full collection of uniques, you are going to end up spending a fuck ton of money. I don't want it to work like that. Give me one method, one thing that transforms the thing forever, and it is a one-time purchase. Even if it is expensive at $20, for example, a lot of people would buy it, but it is a one-time purchase. Again, as my idea, it is the wardrobe tab. But let's say that you just create the permanent skin transfer hammer. I don't know what the fuck, but don't make it that every single time I have to pay, because that is dog shit, man. Guild Wars 2, you unlock every skin you loot, but you earn tokens to transmog, but they are cheap and easy to get through events. Oh, okay, okay. Well, in WoW, you also pay gold every time you transmog. But again, everyone has gold. Okay, there is a fee for transmogging, but it is not really pay gold behind money, which is the important part. It is in-game currency.
This will be a free-to-play game, and you'll be able to buy these permanent skin transfers and permanently unlock the skins of items inside the game across your entire account. And what I hope they do is they'll have, okay, the one time, a 5-pack or whatever. I'm hoping they have a bundle that's one that unlocks all the skins in the game. Maybe it's like $50 or something, and it just future unlocks all the skins. So once you find that type of skin in the game, let's say it's the Ivory Tower unique armor, and you use the skin transfer on it, you permanently unlock it. I hope that they just have one that you can buy that unlocks everything in the game. So once you find it, it's in your cosmetic inventory forever. That would be great. And I know a lot of people would drop a 50 on that grinding your game. So think about it.
I put it at 20 and I said that everybody would do it. And I still think that at 50, everybody will do it. But 50 is expensive as fuck, man. Like, I would think it as 50. You know? Like, I have to save up several months to get it at 50. But at 20, we get it. Right? But again, if it is a system that every time you are going to transmog, you have to pay, then I don't pay shit. Fuck that. You know what I'm saying?
About that, I know we might want to go for the nickel and diming. I am not a fan of that. I hope they don't do that. I hope they drop
exactly the same. I agree with you, Tri, brother.
Buy. Regardless, though, this is super cool for people who like to play dress up like myself. I know that I have some fellow Guild Wars 2 fanatics in the audience. That is the end game of Guild Wars 2. It's dress.
Like what I said about WoW, he's saying it about Guild Wars 2. Exactly. It is like people love collecting appearances in these games. But if every time you collect appearance, you have to pay them, people don't love it as much. And I see what you are saying in here, Oscar, regarding like making 20 now or 5 and 10 every couple of months. That is the thing. That with the current system, you don't make 5 to 10 every couple of months because nobody buys that shit because it sucks. At least with the $20, you get something. It is better to get something than to get nothing. Right now, you get nothing because skin transfer sucks. And dude, if any of you are buying that skin transfer dog shit, I would be pissed off. Like, there are so many cool things that you could be buying in the game. Skin transfer sucks dick, man. You know what I'm saying?
Up your characters in cool cosmetics. And while the end game of POE2 is faltering right now, it might change in 0.4. It's faltering just a little bit. This would add another facet to the game where you can mix and match all these different armor types, the stuff in the game, the MTX. Ooh.
And again, collecting the items in the first place, getting all the items. That incentivizes you. For example, if there is a unique that is really expensive, but you want the appearance, you are going to farm just to get the appearance, not even caring about the power level. That is cool, man.
Ooh, and it would be so much fun to deck out all your characters in sick microtransactions and in-game armor. The next thing here that has slid under the surface that might be in 0.4 is the League mechanic hidden in the data of Path of Exile 2.
This is one that people are coping a lot. Guys, you know that Delph is my favorite mechanic. It is so my favorite mechanic that this is my hideout in Path of Exile 1 because this is not available in Path of Exile 2. My hideout is literally the Delph mine. I love Delph. It is my favorite mechanic and I want it Hey, I have a special place for Nico in here because I want to talk to him to look at my Delph chart. I love Delph. And of course, it is the #1 thing that I want to see in POE2. But I see a lot of people coping and being so confident that Delph is coming to Path of Exile 2 in the next patch. I am not so sure, man. I don't want to get my hopes up to then get crushed when they don't announce it. If they announce it, I will be really fucking happy. I will be the happiest person on earth. But I don't want to be so confident that they are going to put it in 0.4 because then if they don't do it, I will be sad. And you know what? This has happened to me 3 times already with the Druid. It didn't drop in 0.1, it didn't drop in 0.2, and it didn't drop in 0.3. And I was sad all those times. And I said, you know what? No more hoping for shit. So I am not going to get my hopes up for the Delph mechanic. I hope we get it. It is the #1 thing I want. But I see people that are too confident. I am cautiously optimistic. Let's say it that way.
And that is Delph. So way back when, a month ago, we discovered that there were Delve socketables in Path of Exile 2 currently. Delve is a mechanic that exists in Path of Exile 1, and for those of you who haven't played Path of Exile 1, I'll put some Delve footage up on screen right now, but essentially it's an infinite dungeon in which you dig deeper and deeper and deeper into the ground, killing monsters within special monsters, going through different environments, fighting unique bosses, you follow...
It is beautiful, man. Like, if Delph was not in POE1, I wouldn't like POE1 as much. Like, one big reason why I have enjoyed POE1 so much is because of the existence of Delph, man. And that is one big reason why I want it in POE2.
Around this cart that protects you from the darkness that is all encompassing. It's essentially an infinite dungeon mechanic with its own special systems within it. It also has crafting available within it using fossils and resonators. And while I haven't been the biggest fan of it in POE1 personally, lots of people love...
Why try, brother? Hey, don't bash Delph, man. Careful. Delph is the best mechanic.
Love it because it's a way to infinitely test your character. Lots of people play Path of Exile 1 only for Delve. They level up their character, they go into the Azurite mine, and they never come.
I said this league I was not going to play Delve because I wanted to learn other mechanics. And yes, I've been learning Blight, and I am going to probably make a guide for Blight, but I couldn't resist still playing a bit of Delve. So I am Blight Delph because I have to play Delph. You know, I can't avoid playing Delph while I can in POE1 because I don't know if it's coming to POE2.
Out. And we know it is Jonathan Rogers' favorite league mechanic of all time from
Based. Okay, I didn't know that. Delph is the favorite mechanic for Jonathan. Okay, so Jonathan is getting more based every single day. Based as fuck, man.
Path of Exile 1. So perhaps it will arrive in Path of Exile 2 with 0.4. It would be quite the meaty ad. And of course, it would be revamped to fit the vision of Path of Exile 2. What would that look like? I'm not quite sure, but I'm confident Grinding Gear Games, if they are putting Delve into the game, they have a pretty solid vision for how it's going to stand out from Path of Exile 1 and the current Endgame Atlas, which is also, it's not an infinite dungeon and it doesn't scale infinitely, but it does expand.
Now that you are mentioning that the asynchronous trade lady is the apprentice of Faustus, I will say it right now because I am playing POE1. Faustus is just better than Anch, man. Faustus is... And I am not saying it no because I think it looks cooler. Brother, it is because Anch and Faustus, they talk to you. When you put something for trading or where you sell something or where you do something in the currency exchange, they talk to you. Faustus is just funny, man. Faustus is funnier. Anch is boring. I just like Faustus. Faustus is base as fuck. Anch is cringe, man. Anch is cringe and Faustus is based. That is what I think.
And outward infinitely. All I know is they are going all in with league mechanics after Rise of the Abyssal. I was so impressed with that after being thoroughly unimpressed with the initial League mechanics they added into Path of Exile 2. I'm talking about Initial Breach, Ritual, and Expedition, and even the Wisps, which wasn't a real League mechanic. I was not a fan of those, but Rise of the Abyssal, wow.
No, nobody is, Try. I have not heard a single person that has said to me, my favorite mechanic in POE2 is the Wisps. Nobody. There is not a single person in the whole world that has said that ever.
What a fun system. The crafting, the bosses, the actual encounters and maps, the overran maps, all great. I think if they add Delve in 0.4, it's just going to be a W. And once again, the hints toward that.
Yes, it will be the biggest W ever, man. Delve is the best mechanic, man. Delve is the best mechanic. If you put Delve in the game, it is a W right there.
Are not only these socketables in the database, but somebody in the top comment here also pointed something out that I noticed on my third playthrough of
I noticed it right away in my very first playthrough that in Act 4, when you go to the Isle of King, you get Nico saying a bunch of dog shit. And if you look at the layout of the part of the map where you find Nico talking about this, where you find the Nico sound clip where he talks about Delve, it is exactly the same as this. This is the Delve hub in POE1. When you found this in POE2, it is Nico talking about it. It is this, but in the future, and it is crumbled, like it is fucked up. It is ruined. It is the ruins of this. But the layout is exactly the same. You can see this in here. You can see the track. You can see all this dog shit, but it is fucked up, broken, and all of that. But it is exactly the same, which means that technically I have to think this is the Isle of King. But at the same time, in POE1, where you get introduced to this, you are like in the Sun encampment. I don't know where the fuck you are. So I don't know how you would mix that up in there. But it looks the same, man.
Act 4 on a subsequent character. I wasn't streaming or anything. In Act 4, there is that island with the goblins, and they're feeding the giant Soulfight. I noticed that, but there's also a Nico lore thing, okay, which Nico is the NPC for Delve and Path of Exile 1. There's a Delve cart station laying dead on...
I love Nico too, by the way. It is a cool character. Nico is a cool character. Bro is getting all fucked up because of the fumes of the Soulfight. But he's a cool dude, you know. But he's a little bit crazy, but he's cool. It is like, the whole thing is cool, man. Everything regarding Delve is cool. You get fossils, man. Fucking fossils. Fossils are cool in real life. Fossils are cool in the game. And you craft with them, like the whole thing's... Come on, man. Delve is the best mechanic, dude.
On that island. So the cart that follows us around in the Azurite mine in Path of Exile 1, it's sitting in Path of Exile 2. And of course, there's a bunch of Soulfight on the ground, which they are bringing to that giant. So those are all the hints toward Delve potentially coming in. Maybe that island is where we enter Delve, just like we are exposed to Expedition and Delirium in Act 4. Perhaps Delve is also making its first appearance in Act 4 on one of those islands. There's just a lot of stuff stacking on top of each other, hinting toward Delve coming into the game, and I'm good with that. Finally, we have this little thing that people discovered in-game via a bug, a new type of weapon class in Path of Exile 2 that seems to be related to the Druid, talismans. And I know what you're thinking. Oh, we have...
Okay, he's also talking about it. I told you guys about the talisman thing.
Talismans in game right now. They're socketables that you get from looting the wisp monsters. Yes, true. These things could just be renamed. What talismans appear to be, thanks to a bug that people found in Path of Exile 2, and unfortunately, the post was removed by a moderator, so you can't actually see what it is in game right now. They appear to be a two-handed strength intelligence weapon. Now, what class is supposed to embody strength and intelligence? The Druid. What class?
Yes, because you could say the Templar too, but we know that the Templar is going to use flails. So that discards the Templar. So the only other possibility is the Druid.
Originally, back in 2019, wasn't supposed to have any weapons. The Druid. Now, I think that Grindinger Games has evolved their opinion on this. They know that people really want that weapon chase. You don't want to get rid of one fundamental aspect of upgrading your character just because you're shapeshifting, right? So Druids, I think, instead of using the current set of weapons in the game, shapeshifting won't use 0 weapons. They will use talismans. We'll have...
I mean, I hope so. I would really like that. But we have to also know that there is a possibility that there is no weapon associated with these skills, just like occult and elemental. And that doesn't mean that you don't use a weapon. You can still scale your abilities with the available weapons. It is just that it is not required to have these types of weapons to get the ability. Just like occult and elemental, right? But you still use a weapon to scale your character. So that could fit the problem that Tri is pointing out in here without necessarily introducing a new weapon, you know. But I hope we get a new weapon,
which will have their own set of affixes attached to them. It'll be a new thing to chase. There'll be unique talismans in the game itself. And when you shapeshift into a wolf or a vulture or a bear or a dragon or whatever, you will be using the statistic.
I want to be a wolf, yeah, please. Release a druid with a wolf. Because guys, the problem is that since they are having troubles with the animations and so on, I am worried that they release a druid in 0.4. Okay, I got my wish. But it releases with the bear and the elemental skills and no wolf. I will be happy, but a little bit sad because I want to be a wolf. Let me be a wolf. I want to be, as Pox is with Righteous Fire, I want to be that guy with the wolf. I probably won't be because Pox is awesome and smart and dedicated to that one build, and I am not as smart. I am bad at making builds, and I will probably grow bored of always playing the same shit. That is why I do the wheel and the roulette. But I would like to be the Pox of the wolf form. The problem is, what if I don't get the wolf form? There is nothing to do there then. At least give me the wolf pets and I can do a minion build with the little wolves.
Of your talisman. Much like the demon form in 0.1 and 0.2 didn't inherit your weapon stats.
There are the little wolves. Those are the little wolves. Look at them. I can do a build with the little wolves. Look at them. Look at them. There you go. There you go.
And they decided,
go fuck him up. Go fuck him up.
Think that didn't inherit your talisman.
Hey, that can be cool for me. That can be cool for me.
Much like the demon form in 0.1 and 0.2 didn't inherit your weapon stats, and they decided, hey, we actually think that the demon form should use the stats of the weapon you're wielding, so you go after a good weapon and you don't get rid of a whole piece of character progress. Well, I think they're future-proofing it already. They've learned from their mistakes, and you will be using weapons when you shapeshift into the 2 confirmed forms of bear and wolf. Now, is talisman the only weapon we're going to get? I see a lot of people debating on whether or not we're going to get claws in addition.
I don't think we are going to get claws. Some people speculated that claws were going to be the weapon for the druid, but I don't think that is the case because the druid is a strength intelligence class and claws are normally made towards dexterity. You could say that they could completely change it and make claws strength and intelligence. They could do that. But normally we associate more claws with dexterity. But let's see what happens soon. There is a lot of models in the Path of Exile database of data mine claws, by the way. And so far we don't know with what they are associated with because the shadow is with daggers. So I don't know what is going to happen, dude.
I don't think claws are related at all to the druid. I think the talismans are going to be magical. They're going to mold with your shape-shifting form and pretty much solely be used by shape-shifting characters. Claws, are they still coming to Path of Exile 2? I think so. They'll come with the shadow class. They're more of the full dexterity, zooming around, clawing people instead of the, oh, they're the claws of a wolf or a bear. Segueing away from those little secret things that have been floating around, and I just wanted to talk a little bit about what's coming in 0.4 because I've seen a lot of people saying, oh, there's gonna be multiple.
By the way, this is making me think about something, guys. I am having an idea for the future of Path of Exile. since we are talking that we could get close in the game, but we don't know to which class it can be associated with. But you know that when you go into the game and you press the Gen tab, it opens the interface and you have all the little tabs for all the weapons, but also for the things that are not weapons, like occult, like elemental, primal, that we don't know what the weapon is, right? What if in the future, once you have released all the classes and all ascendancies, we are talking when Path of Exile 2 is in full motion, right? You release new little tabs without releasing a new class. So imagine you release a new tab that is for class, just for an example, but it can be whatever the fuck. I don't know. Warlock, destruction, I don't know, affliction. And you get a new thing in there, a new tab that every class can use, but it is not necessarily tied to a class. You know, you don't need to release a new class to be able to release a new tab with the skills in there. That could be cool for the future, man. Just an idea that I had in there.
Multiple classes, multiple weapons. Ooh, a new act, guys. Exiles. Here's what I think we're going to get in 0.4. The Druid, one class. The Druid and talismans. So,
oh yes, there are people that are hoping for 2 classes. Man, I would like 2 classes too. But let's be honest, guys, we have seen the development cycle. Do you think we are going to get 2 classes? Don't get the hopes up, man, because then you are going to get disappointed when they only announce 1. But I hope for the Druid, but I also hope for ascendancies for the classes that are already in the game that are missing ascendancies. Meaning, the Deadeye is missing 1 ascendancy. The Sorceress is missing 1 ascendancy. The Huntress is missing 1 ascendancy. Put those ascendancies in there, you know. And also the Druid.
Class and a weapon.
And the Monk. The Monk is also missing.
A bunch of new skills, including the shapeshifting forms. I think we're going to get a revamp to the Endgame because Grinding Your Games has explicitly stated they need to make this happen, and they've said this is coming in December. So I think the Infinite Atlas is going to look nothing like it does right now come December 5th or 12th. And then I think we're going to get a brand new league mechanic like Rise of the Abyssal. New bosses, new area, new crafting system, new reward type. All
please be Delph. Please be Delph. But if it is something else, I am cool. By the way, they said in another interview that before 1.0, meaning before the release of the game, all the league mechanics are going to be league mechanics that exist already in POE1. And after 1.0, they are going to be new mechanics exclusive for POE2. So that increases the probability of getting Delph, right?
All that rolled into this new league mechanic and a bunch of miscellaneous other changes. I hope within those changes, there's also a few ascendancy classes added. But beyond that, I don't think we're getting anything. I don't think we're getting axes or swords or daggers or flails. I don't think we're
I agree completely with trying here, by the way.
Getting another class in addition to the Druid. I think that's going to happen next year in 2026 as we lead up to, my prediction is a December 2026 1.0 launch.
I don't agree with that prediction. My original prediction was April, but right now I am not thinking that they are going to make April, but I think it is going to be August. There is no way in hell they take 2 years in early access, because if we wait until December next year, it will be 2 full years in early access. Maybe I am coping, man, but there is no way in hell they wait 2 full years to finish early access. They are going to drop 1.0, full 1.0 in August. And if you didn't know, they already said that they are going to drop the game with not all classes are going to be there when they drop the game. If you think, no, but they don't have enough time to put all the classes. Yes, man, they are going to release the game and not all classes are going to be there. So what they need to drop the game, Jonathan said, full campaign, a somewhat balanced game. So you can expect some classes be missing in there. Maybe you miss the Marauder and you miss, hopefully not the Duelist. You miss the Marauder and you miss the Templar, I don't know. And they drop the game like that, right? So I think August next year is going to be the when the game is going to drop.
While I do believe 0.4 is going to be massive, I don't want to heighten my expectations too much because I've already been burned by the Druid 3 times. There's no way it's going to be
that is what I said earlier
with this patch, right? So as we approach the announcement and release of 0.4, I also wanted to pose the question to all of you, as I have done to many of my content creator friends. What do you think 0.4 will bring? What does Path of Exile 2 need most right now? I have a video on this coming out next week. I already have 20 answers from different content creators, from Darth Microtrend.
Spoiler, I am one of those. I sent my clip, guys. I sent my clips. I am there.
Transaction, or Farum, or Dreamcore, or Blaze, or Localhole. I also want to include the top 5 comments in this video. So if you see something you agree with in the comments below, make sure you give it a thumbs up and show your support. Let me tell you, Grinding Your Games did watch my last video, as did a lot of different streamers and creators across the scene. So there's a
Okay, since GGG is going to watch the video, I should have included in my clip, GGG, please hire me. So that they know about me and they know that I want to get hired. Missed opportunity, man. Missed opportunity right there.
good chance if your comment is at the top in the top 5, it's going to be seen by the devs. I can't promise that they'll act on it though. So Exiles, that is everything we have right now. Sorry I've been silent as of late. There just hasn't been any POE2 stuff, so I didn't want to clog up your feed with a bunch of yapping from me. Personally, I've been very busy with my 2 daughters, my wife, the rest of my family, lots of stuff going on. We had a little vacation, there was some sickness, the new Path of Exile 1 League launch, and I have been playing that a fair bit, but I'm not too confident in making content on that game again yet. I am halfway to 36 challenges though. I have a ton of fun stuff planned for 0.4, including a bunch of Still Sane podcasts, the collabs with Path of Exile, news videos, hopefully my Druid build, bunch of streams.
Invite me again for 0.4 try. Invite me again. It was fun doing the first one. Invite me again and we talk some more stuff, dude. I won't be as unhinged. Or yes, if you want me to.
It's gonna be a grand old time. If you'd like to see that, make sure you like this video to spread it to more exiles in the algorithm. Make sure you subscribe to the channel with the bells on and leave a comment below. The support, oof, it helps a bunch, especially when I take like 3 weeks off from posting any videos. That is all for this one, Exiles. I'll see you in the next one. Make sure to stay sane and have fun.
Hey, that was a nice video, Try. Thank you so much for the video, man. That was awesome, dude. And yes, I am hyped as fuck for 0.4, and I think the hype season is going to start soonish, because if they are going to release the patch in the first 10 days of December, we are going to start getting news soon, right? So, hey, the reveal season for Path of Exile 2 is going to start. I am excited. I am hyped. I hope everything goes cool. I know everything will go cool. And yes, thank you, Try, for this video, dude, because as always, it was a good video and we could talk about a lot of stuff regarding Path of Exile 2, dude. What do you guys think? Am I right? Am I wrong? Am I a clown? Am I a genius? Let me know everything in the comments below. I love reading comments even when they don't agree with me. Also, remember to like the video, to subscribe to the channel, all that cool stuff. Guys, thanks for being here. You guys are awesome. God bless ya. And remember, don't be afraid ever, because this is just a ride.